Hello, everybody.
Good evening, good morning.
Yeah, it's good morning for you. It's early, right?
Yes, but I'm seeing a lot of European faces, so I'm thinking it's late for them.
It's 11 p.m., at least the
But,
CET.
but Europeans stay up later usually.
Yes, probably. Yeah. So, what are we talking about tonight, Chris?
Today we're talking about having it easy even when it isn't.
Even if it's shitty.
Yeah, even when things are tough, even when they're shitty, as you say.
Yeah, I love that. A lot of us, it's like, yeah, we can do easy when it's easy. But what if it's not easy? Can we do easy then?
Yeah, we can do easy when we're happy and there's money in the bank and everything is flowing the way we've decided it should. But when you have to deal with the crunchy parts of life, the difficult parts, then ease isn't necessarily our favorite thing.
Or obvious somehow as a choice, right?
Yeah, exactly. Obvious as a choice, because that's just it. It has to be a choice that you make no matter what. A lot of people know that for me personally, I'm going through such a wild year. Like the things that I have chosen and the things that are unraveling in my life are not what a lot of people would describe as easy, like things like divorce and things like having to sell houses and things like having to negotiate splitting up businesses with my partner.
Wow.
Anyone who's been through that, and any movie that you've seen about those sorts of situations tell you that these are like traumatic and difficult and horrible situations.
Exactly. Trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just it. There's the trauma side as well. But what I've had to really practice throughout this whole, it's really been like 6 months, is no matter what, you've got to choose happy and choose to make even the difficult situations fun and ease.
Yeah. It's so much this presence for me when you speak about that, right? Like you can like there's this whirlwind or that you're in with all the stuff that's showing up in your life, like right now what you're saying for 6 months, like so many intense things. And then actually to be that silence and be like, you know what? I'm still going to choose happy. That is that muscle of presence. That's what pops for me when I hear you speak about that.
Totally. It's a presence, as you say, but also a vulnerability with whatever is occurring.
Yeah, because it's also not this like I'm always going to be happy, all right? It's not. It's not the frantic thing. It's really like, yeah, this is fucking intense and shitty, and I still can choose to have ease and have it easy. So it's very different choice.
Yeah. I'd love to hear from everybody here and from you as well. What for you have you defined as ease?
For me, it's very much connected to this energy of flow and elegance. That you're not that you're allowing things to just flow, whatever that looks like, and not having the resistance to it or the fighting to it.
Hmm. Yeah, I would say that's very similar for me as well. Okay, but let's just, for everybody here, everything you've defined ease as that it is not, can we destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, bottom talk, all nine shorts, boys, full bad, beyond. And everything you've defined ease as not that it actually is, can we destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot box shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds.
Someone says in the chat, don't do nothing. Yeah, exactly. But that's kind of like the way most people have defined relaxation. They think relaxation is doing nothing. They think relaxation is lying on the sofa and watching TV. But that's not relaxation. And in the same way, ease is not doing nothing. Ease is not just, okay, sure, whatever you want. Ease, but what you said, Kalpana, was ease being that lack of resistance.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like what you said. Sorry, what you said is so spot on, because it's like we go to this passive thing, like, oh, relaxation or easy. It's like I stop and I'm passive. Okay, whatever. Versus actually true relaxation has this energy that is alive and dynamic. There's no stop. And there's no stop and easy, there's this flow, like you're present, you're there. You are allowing, but not accepting.
That's so cool. And not at the effect of everything.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing. Like you said, I love how you said, like, oh, it's really easy to be easy when things are easy. When everything is working, money in the bank, happy body, happy everything, job, everybody loves you. Yeah. And then when it's not that way, then what are you going to choose? And then it's like, hey, I'm still not the victim of that. I'm still choosing that easy and that ease energy. So that's really so powerful. And we tend to then lose our power, right? When things are not working, like we have this intense period of things changing, and it can be not easy, and you can still choose to have potency and power.
Well, I really get that like if we're to explore that thing you said about no resistance,
yeah,
that's just it. No resistance. In order to create no resistance, you need to have no point of view. Or interesting point of view.
Totally.
Because it's your point of view that creates a solidity and a resistance to anything else showing up. So, for all of our listeners out there, what point of view are you using to create the lack of ease in your life you are choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion, you destroy and uncreate it all.
Yes.
Right and wrong, getting bad, pot and pock, all night, sports, boys, povads, and beyonds.
And this is also like where we go to rejecting. So I'm happy to be with the easy when it's easy, but when it's not easy, I reject the not easy. And that's when it actually gets really not easy.
Yeah. And
yeah.
What point of view do you have to make it not easy?
Yeah, that it's wrong. That whatever is occurring is wrong, and that this is not right.
Not right. And you can't handle it. Something beyond your capacity to handle.
Yeah.
How much bigger could our lives be if we could handle anything? Because we can truly handle anything. It's just some things we determine are too hard to have ease with, and we don't bother.
Or we just conclude that probably we cannot, because that's what we've learned, or that's what we've seen. Like with divorce, we see that these movies, we don't see the, oh, bye, let's go anyway. We don't see that. We get completely all the time bombarded with the victimization energy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
Aileen says, I only want the good, not the bad and the ugly. But that's where you limit your life, because the bad and the ugly are as much as part of, like, then, when you poop, what do? It's going to be smelly. So that's the allowance part, right, Chris? Like what you spoke about, like if you have no point of view, then you can actually choose the ease.
Yep. And just as you said, if all you want is the good stuff, if all you want is butterflies and rainbows, you are actually cutting off your receiving to seeing everything else in your life. Like I don't mind telling you guys that the thing that created the kind of roller coaster in my life over the last 6 months, and I'm so grateful for this journey that I'm on, is I started asking every day, I started asking this one question. Universe, show me something I've not been willing to receive before. That's not actually a question, but it is a request. So I've been asking this, and the things that have shown up for me have been amazing. Like, I started to see who I was actually married to. Instead of just seeing what I wanted to see and looking at everybody in my life with the rose-colored glasses that would tell me that everyone's wonderful and everything's great. Like, I have always, throughout my life, the agenda that I unfortunately functioned from was wanting to see the best in everyone.
You're the only one, Chris.
Yeah. But because I only wanted to see the best, I didn't see what people's agendas actually were. I didn't see where some people that I was surrounding myself with only wanted to take and only wanted to make me wrong and only wanted a small life. And by asking to receive something I had not been willing to receive before, we asked that question thinking we're going to get more, thinking we're going to have more rainbows and lollipops than we ever had before. But actually what shows up is all the stuff that you're blinding yourself to.
Yeah. And that you probably somewhere might have decided you cannot handle.
Or don't want to deal with.
Yeah, just don't want to see, because it's also not so fun to see that stuff, right? It's like, I prefer to see something different. Yeah. So all the energy that you're using to make yourself, what is that word? Well, blind. Make yourself blind to what is. Can we destroy and uncreate it?
Yes. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds.
And the fantasy that these monkeys are greater monkeys than these monkeys. Can we destroy and uncreate all of that?
And all of the monkeys, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds.
Yeah. That creates so much space.
Yes, there was just this big ease or this release move through energetically that's quite cool.
Yeah. It's also what we've learned to judge as right and wrong and reject that makes us go into that mode of like, I can see this and I cannot see this, or I can handle this, I cannot handle this, and this is what I must have in my life, and this is what I should resist in my life. So,
but if you really opened your eyes and your awareness to, you know how Gary describes perceiving. Gary describes perceiving as like wind moving across a field of wheat. And you see the ripples of energy move through everything. Really having ease is opening your eyes and your awareness to that perception. And from that, knowing what will work. True extrapolation is just that. It's allowing yourself that spherical perception and picking the things that will create greater, not just for you, but for everybody, based on that massive awareness people think extrapolation is like brainstorming. They think extrapolation is like, oh, well, let's come up with some creative ideas on how we're going to solve a problem or create something new. But extrapolation actually is having that massive awareness of those ripples and waves of energy and picking the things that don't seem related, but have the energetic match to create what it is you're asking for.
So this is so cool, Chris. So everywhere we've learned to be myopic instead of spherical, can we destroy and create it?
Yes. Right. Talk all nine shorts, boys, pull beds and beyond. And that's what you do when things are not easy. You get myopic and you focus on the problem.
Yeah.
Instead of reaching out wider to what will actually work.
And seeing the bigger picture, right? Of like, oh, okay, this is part of what, what's right about this, basically, energy also.
Yeah. And when you're seeing the bigger picture too, you can create possibilities that are so far beyond solving problems and actually include everyone.
This is also cool because when you say the solving problems thing, because when you're myopic, you're like only focusing on that thing that's not working, and that, what you put your energy on intensifies, right? And becomes bigger. And then you have to solve this problem and you're literally losing the gift. Because what you say is so powerful, Chris, like you're going through this intense time and you're grateful. Like it's hard, it's intense, it's shitty, and you're still able to be grateful because you're having that perception that's not myopic. So you don't go to the problem solving, because then you're like, how can that go away? But you're like stepping back and having this, and then you're like, hey, this is fucking intense, and there is a gift. I think that's so cool. And you're not problem solving.
So everywhere we have limited ease to problem solving.
Yeah.
And finding solutions to what we've decided we must avoid. Can we destroy and uncreate all that?
Yes, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. So for everybody here, have a look at your life and see where you're not having ease. Where are you having difficulty? Is it in relationships? Is it with your body? Is it with finances and business? Is there anywhere that you've decided that something is not enough or you're not enough? What point of view can you change that would allow that situation to go from a problem to a possibility?
Yeah.
That's real ease.
Yep.
I don't know about in Europe, but right now in Australia, everyone's freaking out about changes in the economy. We have very few workers available.
I think it's a global thing.
Yeah, I think it is a global thing. People discovered that they don't have to do the jobs they were doing anymore.
Yeah.
And so the people who were serving in cafes and cutting hair and working in shops, etc., they found something else to do. And all these businesses are struggling, looking for people.
Yeah.
And at the same time, costs of things are going up. And all of these factors that it would be so easy to go, oh my God, this is terrible. We're going to lose our house. Everything is wrong. Everything is bad. But what if instead we looked at what's changing and went, okay, we need to change tracks.
Yeah.
The old way of doing things is no longer relevant and it's no longer valid. So now what?
That's the creative energy instead of the problem solving energy, right? Because
Yeah.
the problem solving energy is that you want to go back to something how it used to be. And it seems I recorded a podcast with Simone last week, and we were also talking about this before we recorded. And I was saying it seems just like that all the systems are breaking. Like even the relationship systems are breaking. The financial systems are breaking. Like everywhere, like there's lack of people, of personnel, of staff, right? Like in so many sectors in the world. So it seems like like you said, like we're jumping tracks, and then people are trying to like go back to an old track that doesn't exist anymore. And then you don't have the ease because you could actually choose something different. There's something greater waiting, but you have to be willing to let go and have it.
But also, I just want to say, Ana Celia Morente is asking if someone is Portuguese, and I see Vivi is here, so if there is Portuguese.
You just have to go, maybe you can write it in Portuguese. Go to the language button. Oh, Nicole is on it. Thanks, honey.
But that gets back to what you were saying as well about being present. If you're present for what is, and you're perceiving those ripples of change, those movements of energy, you can extrapolate and create different possibilities. And from there, ease is what you be.
Yeah.
You're no longer at the effect of anything.
Yeah, and you're actually really having what's available. Because the question that you asked was that, asking to receive what was available that you had never been willing to receive. It's beautiful. I love this melty energy, Chris.
Me too.
Does anybody have a question? I wonder. Let me see if there's something here. Can you say more about handling? Asks Eva.
Can you say more about handling? Yes. Handling is where you take responsibility to get something done, sorted, and organized. The one thing that anyone's ever said to me about handling things that has been the most empowering has been Dane saying, there's nothing the universe delivers that you can't handle.
Yep. Good reminder.
Yeah. So no matter what comes along, no matter how shitty, no matter how difficult, no matter how unpleasant, you can handle it. But the one thing I don't like about the word handle is it implies like
problem.
Yeah, that you're dealing with a problem and there's a lack of elegance to it. It's like, what if beyond handling, there was a taking things in stride?
Yeah.
There was an ease and a grace and an elegance with it that was so far beyond just handling.
Yeah, because handling makes it very small. It really takes it to this reality. It's like solve the problem, handle it, deal with it, kind of a thing. But when you look at the elegance and the grace, it's actually like there's much more transformation of energy and into possibilities.
Yeah, there's almost with the word handle, there's almost, it implies it's a test of your capacities.
Yeah, it's really funny you say that because I had to think of that too. And I had seen somebody saying, point of view, there is glory in overcoming difficulty.
I disagree.
Same, definitely disagree. But it's interesting because there's this thing like, so you must handle stuff to prove that you can. versus knowing that you can and not requiring any difficulty, because difficulty is just also a point of view.
Yeah, that implies that glory comes from overcoming challenges.
Struggle.
Yeah, like if you've ever read The Odyssey by Homer, or if you've read the story of Helen of Troy,
Yeah.
where the army goes to take the city of Troy. There's glory in overcoming your obstacle. There's glory in winning a fight.
So guess what you have to create? An obstacle.
A fight.
So everywhere we are professional at that. Can we destroy and create that?
Yes. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. What if true glory was having ease and grace with everything?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if glory is an exuberant expression of being, it goes beyond handling challenges.
And it's really also because when the overcoming of difficulties, like you have to, like there's a hurdle that you must get over versus relaxing into the moment. Like all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory, is that energy. So what if we can ask more for that?
Everything that doesn't allow us to truly embrace, choose, and be the glory of ease we truly be for all eternity, let's destroy and uncreate it all.
Yeah.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds.
So good. Yeah.
Martin Unicorn says, to let go all what was by for a long time and is not working anymore, including staff from past, and with choice and going finally to change is all going with the change and letting it go. What ease and joy could I have to receive the space which is opening for new possibilities? So it's just a choice. When we're asking for ease and joy and to receive that space, it really is a choice to have no resistance, as Kalpana said, being present without a point of view. What if all you had to do to have ease with whatever's going on for you that's difficult, quote unquote, was to be present with no point of view?
That combination of present and no point of view is like what's going to make your soup so tasty. Right, they're like just like the salt and the spice, because the presence is where you can be with, and the no point of view is really where, like, difficulty is just a perception. It's literally like, you kind of call it difficult, you can call it whatever you want. It's really just your point of view and how you see it. And it's huge if you're willing to have no point of view, because this is also a choice. Like, you can actually choose to, like, you know what, people might, because how much is it also? People say, divorce terrible, Chris. You know, you're going to have a hard time. You might have to stop doing your classes because you'll be so tortured. Versus, it's fucking shitty and I'm still here, going, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's the willingness to have no point of view, where maybe the whole world has all kinds of points of views.
Tons. Literature, movies, the media, everyone tells you the way it has to be. Songs, exactly. Songs have all kinds of implanted points of view about love and marriage and commitment and partnership and having a twin flame and a soulmate forever.
The one.
The one. Oh, the one.
Now that you lost your one, what are you going to do?
I guess I'll be my one.
Exactly. Yeah, so cool.
Vivi says, can you repeat what you said about glory? I don't remember what I said. But here's the way I perceive glory. As it's, we talk about the mantra of access. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. And Gary says glory is the exuberant expression of being. That's just it. It's a flower bursting into bloom.
Yeah.
It's you stepping into a space of enjoyment of who you are.
Sun
It's
is setting. The sun, the dawn, right? Like, and I love the way you speak about this, Chris, the grace and the elegance that is connected to glory for me as well. It's really this spaciousness.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were talking about what we wanted to create, what wanted to be created, we were talking about elegance, and it led us to easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having grace and ease with everything.
Yeah. And it allows you to walk the planet in such a different way.
Yeah. What if we could walk the planet with a grace and ease and a glory that no one has ever shown you, but is real?
Wow, beautiful.
Does anyone else have a question? No.
Looks like not. I think we fried everybody's brains, Chris.
I think we did. I'm excited about when you and I have conversations together, because it's a different space. When you like do something that you've not done before, or try something that you've not tried before, and the combination is like really new and exciting and different.
Yes. True. Yeah, love it. Oh, I think Chris froze. Chris, come back.
No, I'm not froze.
I don't know. In my camera, you froze. Great. No, true story. It is really exciting, and always so spacious and generative would be the word for me as well. Yeah.
Well, do we let these people go to bed?
We do. We allow them to have their morning coffee or go to bed.
Awesome.
Amazing.
I just want to say before we go that we have our class coming up, and I have, starting today in 10 hours, I think, I have a foundation class starting. So Europe, I think it's 10 a.m. CET. So if anyone wants to join, I'm just going to put my website here, and you're welcome to come along.
Amazing. Lovely, Chris. So for the last minute humanoids, there you go.
There you go.
And then our call is starting on the 17th of August. So, and Nicole just put up a link. So, yeah. Oh, that's the free Zoom link, Nicole. Should put the other one. So, yay. Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful, Chris. Looking forward to more shenanigans with you.
Yay, shenanigans.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, translators. See you soon.
Bye, guys.